a birthday party, fiancé Benjamin got down on one knee, holding a diamond ring and asking me to marry him. Before I could say I would, I was interrupted by Sophia. Before I could ask, Sophia took Benjamin's hand and started talking. Emotionally speaking, I'm carrying your child. You can't marry her. Reasonably speaking, she's just the illegitimate daughter of my father and his mistress. I'm the first daughter of a real family. You're such a good man. How can you marry an illegitimate daughter? After saying this, the whole scene exploded. My mom and I both froze there. Not a word could be said. We weren't sure why the flunky dad would have an illegitimate daughter. He ended up slapping Benjamin, my white-eyed, impoverished fiancé, across the face. Before I could react, Benjamin broke down first. He stood up violently, pointing at the girl's snaps. You don't talk nonsense. Who knows whose child you are carrying? Said. He took my hand. He looked at me earnestly. Emily, you must believe me. You're the only one in my heart. What happened with Sophia was an accident. She took the initiative. When I saw him like this before, I would have been heartbroken. But now, I'm furious. Isn't this an indirect admission that he cheated? My mom is more angry than me. She couldn't be bothered to ask about Sophia. She took me in her arms and pushed Benjamin away. Pushing Benjamin away. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't you ever come near Emily again. Benjamin wasn't paying attention. Benjamin didn't notice and stumbled a few steps. If Sophia hadn't held him up, he almost fell. Benjamin wasn't angry. Sophia, however, was furious. She shouted at my mom. Sophia, Mom doesn't care about you. You really take yourself seriously. You have to understand. You're just an outsider that my dad keeps outside. The daughter you gave birth to is not a golden girl. She's just an illegitimate daughter born from an affair. I'm the real daughter of the Johnson family. You are the illegitimate daughter. You don't even have the right to be called Johnson. You can only follow your mom's surname, Taylor, if you were in ancient times. If you were in ancient times, you'd have to kneel before me. I'm already polite enough not to ask you to kneel down. How dare you push the father of my child? I thought I was calm and rational, but when I suddenly encountered this kind of thing, I still can't get my head around it. Obviously, the facts are in front of me. I actually said stupidly, Benjamin, you'd better explain it to me right away. Otherwise, I will never forgive you. I thought Benjamin would be scared by me to hurry to explain, but he didn't even look at me. He suddenly pulled Sophia, asked with a serious expression, Sophia, what do you mean by what you just said? You said you were a first daughter. Emily said you are a bastard daughter. Emily said you were illegitimate. Sophia seemed to be prepared for this. She answered without changing her color. Of course it's true. I am the first daughter of the Johnson family. Emily is an illegitimate daughter. Her mother is a lowly concubine. I was shaking with anger. Don't talk nonsense. My parents are legally married. There's no such thing as a first daughter. You know it's illegal to pretend to be someone else. Get out of here, or I'll call the police. Sophia is not worried at all. She took out a stack of things from her bag. I guessed you wouldn't admit it. After all, who wants to go from a golden girl to a bastard daughter? So I prepared these. This is the paternity test of me and my dad, William. This is my mom and dad's wedding photo. And my birth certificate. Sophia pulled a bunch of stuff out of her bag. I originally thought she was out of her mind, but looking at these, my mom and I understood. Sophia is indeed my dad William's daughter, similar in age to me, which means my mom and dad just got married not long ago. My dad betrayed my mom. Thinking about it, both my mom and I's faces sank. We didn't look good. Sophia and Benjamin thought we were weak-minded. Sophia grunted in triumph. How about? There's nothing more to say. My mom and I don't know what we did wrong. That woman stole a man from my mom, and her daughter came back to steal a man from me. It's not right for a family to be like that. My mom thinks it's useless to reason with such people. She took out her cell phone to call William. Sophia saw my mom pick up her cell phone. Her face suddenly changed. She grabbed my mom's cell phone and threw it into the flower bed. She threw it into the flower bed next to her. Agu, you want to call my dad. Do you think I will give you this chance? Don't think too much. I'm not here for you. I'm here to tell Emily to stay away from my baby's father and stop hitting on my boyfriend like you're some kind of Johnson family lady. I'm not as easy to talk to as my mom. The students and friends were skeptical at first, but when they saw Sophia's evidence, plus my mom and I's silence, everyone believed her, started talking about it one after another. I felt strange before. Emily is obviously an only child. How come she took her mom's last name? That's what everyone says. She keeps a low profile at school. Now it seems she's not keeping a low profile. She's afraid of being exposed. Hey, my mom is a third party. I didn't expect Emily to be a third party like her. That's the way society is nowadays. Emily's mom is successful. Emily naturally wants to find a rich man to be her mistress. I realized I couldn't keep silent any longer, so I picked up the microphone and said loudly, Benjamin and I have known each other since childhood, although not childhood sweethearts, but we established a romantic relationship just after we became adults. This is something that is well known. How am I a third party? I turned to Sophia. You just showed a lot of evidence of your parents, but there is no marriage license. That's fine. Why don't you tell us? When did you and Benjamin meet? When did you and Benjamin meet? And when did you settle down? Sophia couldn't produce any evidence. She stammered for half a day, but couldn't come up with anything. I see the situation has changed. I was about to take out my parents' marriage certificate to prove the affair. Benjamin glared at me, impatiently said, Enough, stop it. Love doesn't come first. It's true that I met you first, but I love Sophia more. You're the third party between us. Just like your mother. I almost thought I'd heard wrong. I was confused. What did you say? I'm asking for a reason. Benjamin has always behaved perfectly. Everyone praises him as a model boyfriend, and very tolerant of my capriciousness. But today, he not only cheated on me, he also said I was the third party. How can I not be shocked by this? Benjamin completely ignored me. Straight away, he put his arm around Sophia and said, Want proof that I never had sex with you, but had a child with Sophia. True love for someone is out of control. I've known Benjamin for almost 20 years, but looking at him now, I feel a little strange. When I was a child, I followed my parents to the countryside to cut the ribbon for a Hope Elementary School. There I met Benjamin, who was the same age as me. He showed me a lot of things I hadn't seen in the manor. We became good friends. When I left, he chased the limousine for several villages. When I caught up with him, he was red-faced and didn't say anything, just handed me a bamboo dragonfly. Because of this, I've been subsidizing his education, making his family the richest in the village. Although we didn't meet, but we kept in touch by letter. After the college entrance exam, I got him to go to the same university as me. After we reunited, we naturally got together. I was worried that he wouldn't fit in at that expensive school. I gave him my vice card, dressing him up as the rich boy everyone at school knew. Many people even said, I found a rich and loyal boyfriend. To be honest, just now, Sophia came over to tell me she's pregnant with Benjamin's baby. I even began to hesitate to forgive him, whether to face this with her. Now, I just want to slap myself so that I can wake up, but I would never hurt myself for that heartless ex-boyfriend. I said coldly, Benjamin, you make me sick. I raised my hand to slap him, but I forgot. Benjamin is not the same gentle boyfriend anymore. He grabbed my wrist hard. With a disdainful face, he said, You're an illegitimate daughter posing as a first daughter. How dare you say I'm disgusting? Say it yourself. Which one of us is more disgusting? I've been with you all these years. I'm the one who should be disgusted. Don't even think about it. Apart from your status, you're not good enough for me. I was so angry that I wanted to tear Benjamin's disgusting face, but the difference in strength between men and women was too great. I couldn't get out of his grip no matter how hard I struggled. Benjamin was even more pleased. He came to my ear and whispered, Emily, you feel particularly sad, especially heartbreaking. Let me tell you straight from the beginning. I've only been nice to you for your money. I never liked you at all. I'm sick of you inheriting a fortune without doing anything. I'm sick of you being interested in me. You have to wait until marriage to have sex with me. I'm a normal man. I have normal physiological needs. You forced me to find someone else. Speaking of which, I really have to thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten together with the real daughter of the Johnson family by mistake. If it weren't for Sophia, I'd be the husband of your illegitimate daughter. That would be a real shame. I sneered, raising my voice. Benjamin, are you having a few days of good life? I really forget myself. Benjamin understood what I meant. His face changed. He violently pushed me to the ground. He yelled, Shut up. My mom immediately helped me up. After carefully checking, she was relieved. Don't worry, I've already called the property security and our bodyguard and your useless father-in-law. They've all been notified. Because today's birthday banquet is at the villa on the hill, the bodyguards won't be there. I understand that it's not in my best interest to keep it up, so I nodded my head and didn't say anything else. Sophia looked at me and my mom hugging together. There was no noise and struggle, more pleased with herself. She touched her slightly bulging belly, leaning into Benjamin's arms. She said in a conspiratorial voice, "Benjamin, you need to be clear with everyone. I am not the same as that illegitimate daughter. I am the first daughter, you have to explain." Benjamin cleared his throat to the people on stage. Sophia was right. My true love has always been her. Emily was the third party between us. I asked Emily to marry me because she threatened me. She threatened to let Sophia know the truth about her father. My heart ached for Sophia. I didn't want her to be agitated, so I had to compromise. Now Sophia knows the truth. I don't need to act anymore. I want to return this diamond ring, which represents true love, to the person to whom it really belongs, Benjamin said as he resumed his proposal pose. But this time it's not me. But this time it's not me. It's Sophia. He said to Sophia, "Sophia, I love you, marry me." Sophia covers her mouth, staring at the diamond ring, staring at the diamond ring. She stretches out her hand in amazement and says, I do. Benjamin proposes successfully. The audience on stage doesn't know whether to applaud or not. They all stood awkwardly. I looked at the door. The bouncer has finally arrived. I've seen enough of this hullabaloo. Somewhat tired, say to the property security, "Get these two out of here." The security guards walk towards Benjamin and Sophia with a stern face. Benjamin protects Sophia behind him, yells out, "Benjamin, you've got to recognize your place. Emily is just an illegitimate daughter. Sophia is the real first daughter, the one you should serve as your master." Sophia pointed at me and my mom. To the property security guards, "You serve the owners. The owners are the Johnson family, not these two. I'm ordering you to get them out of here, or I will fire you. You'll have nothing. We don't come here often. The property people don't know us well. They don't know my family's business. I don't know who to trust." Sophia took out the certificates again. The security guard looked at me and my mom, said, "You guys have to go. The property is registered to Mr. Williams. Not you two." Sophia heard this. She felt like a golden girl. She looked at me and my mom proudly. "I originally only wanted to take my husband away. I didn't think you guys would dare to complain first. In that case, I'm going to make you all lose face today. I'm going to strip you naked. Let's see if you still dare to seduce my dad and husband in the future," Sophia said as she tugged on my mom's and my clothes. Benjamin even sneered and came over to help. My classmates and friends on stage supported me. But the security guards my mom called stopped the people who wanted to help us, not letting them move. My mom and I couldn't stand up to Sophia and Benjamin. My clothes were torn to pieces. I was about to be exposed. William's voice came from the doorway. "Stop fighting, stop it." I looked up. There was not only William. There was also my mom's bodyguard and me. I was relieved. I knew this drama was finally coming to an end. The bodyguards are highly qualified. They reacted quickly. Before William could move, they surrounded me and my mom. Seeing that our clothes are a bit messy, they immediately took off their coats and put them on us. My mom was still in shock. She yelled, "William, you did this." Sophia said, disgruntled, "You're crazy. My father raised you. How dare you talk like that? How dare you talk like that?" William felt a big headache, but he is a successful businessman who cares about face. He immediately said to the property and the guests, "Sorry, everyone. I have something urgent to deal with at home. Please go back first." After the property and security guards left with the guests, William lowered his voice and said to Sophia, "Are you crazy? How dare you come here to cause trouble? Have you forgotten who you are? Do you forget who you are?" After saying that, William hurriedly followed my mom into the villa. His mouth kept chanting, "Lily, listen to me." After William left, Sophia saw Benjamin's confused face. She immediately said, "Oh, your mom is really something. Your mom is really something. She can handle my dad so easily. However, even so what, when I get back, I'll have my mom sue you. Half of the money my dad spends on you. Half of it is mine and my mom's. You'll be out of luck," Sophia finished. Benjamin seems relieved. They made a few sarcastic remarks, then hugged and walked away. I wanted to say something, but heard arguing coming from inside the house, and hurried into the house. Didn't want to bother with them much. Mom and Dad argued all night. The bodyguard and I also waited in the living room all night. The next morning, my mom had dark circles under her eyes, looked tired, but said in a firm tone, "Your father and I are getting a divorce. William is a door-to-door son-in-law. Of course he doesn't want a divorce." He pulled me in with a sad face. "Emily, Dad did do something wrong, but Dad's feelings for your mom and you are genuine. Can you help Dad persuade Mom? I can break off the relationship with the people outside. And I can make sure Sophia will never appear in front of you again. And also make Sophia return Benjamin to you, as long as you can convince your mom. Everything is negotiable. Everyone says parents are all equally close. But William did something wrong. I won't help him. I'm a woman too. Definitely have to stand by my mom. To protect her, I shook off William's hand. Benjamin is as offensive as you are. My mom doesn't want you. I won't want him either. You'll just live with your daughter Sophia. William was angry enough with me, but still refused to divorce. He kept yelling that he just made a small mistake, but it's not up to him whether to divorce or not. My mom immediately got a team of lawyers, took the prenuptial agreement that William signed before, drafted a divorce agreement. William fought it for over a month. Finally compromised. He agreed to a divorce, walking out of the civil office. My mom felt like she was free. William's face was gloomy, but he's been mad at us a lot lately. So this time he didn't drive us. Instead, he drove off in a hurry, as if he had something urgent to do. My mom and I turned around and got into the car. After sitting down, she sighed, asked me, "Emily, you don't blame Mom. Everyone says it's my fault your dad and I got divorced, that I was too strong, and that your dad was just confused. He said the one outside is his daughter. He said he didn't need to worry about the property. He told me not to worry too much. Just get on with it." I shook my head, interrupted my mom. "Mom, William's right about you. William is to you just like Benjamin did to me. Would you want me to forgive Benjamin? Continue to be with him?" My mom immediately said, "No, you're so good. You deserve a better man." "Yeah, right?" I nodded my head, holding Mom's hand. I said, "I think the same as you. You are so good. It's worth meeting a sincere man. If a man can't give us loyalty, then we'd rather not." My mom and I smiled at each other, but the cell phone suddenly rang, interrupting this cozy moment. I picked up my cell phone, realized it wasn't a text message. It was a strange WeChat friend request. Click on the details and take a look. It turned out to be Sophia. Although it was unclear what her purpose was, I still passed the application. She sent me 2 photos. One is a photo of her and Benjamin. The other was a photo of the marriage license. I didn't have time to look at it. She sent a big text. "Yes, it's true that my parents didn't get a marriage license. I grew up understanding that I was the daughter of a third party. But so what? Now I'm married to the man of your dreams. I fought for my mom. I know well that my dad is a house son-in-law. I also understand that your mom and my dad are divorced. My dad didn't take anything with him, but I'm not worried, because I married a rich husband." My mom looked confused. "Emily, what the hell is going on here? I'm getting more and more confused. Isn't Benjamin the poor boy from the mountains? How did he suddenly become a rich man?" I read these 3 messages. The things I didn't understand gradually became clearer, seeing that my mom was still confused. I smiled and explained, "Mom, don't you see it yet? Sophia has known her identity for a long time. She doesn't want to be an illegitimate daughter anymore. So she wants my dad to divorce you. Sophia understands, if you divorce, my dad will have nothing, and she'll get nothing," from what she said that day. I could sense she's been secretly observing my life. While secretly observing me, she met Benjamin. She met Benjamin because Benjamin has been using my secondary card to make purchases. He's known as a rich young man in school. So she mistakenly thought Benjamin and I were from the same family in order to piss me off, and for the sake of money. She deliberately approached Benjamin. After listening to my explanation, my mom nodded her head, lamented, "This is so dramatic, 2 weirdos running into each other." I said coldly, "I can't forget the humiliation I received at the birthday party. Since they are already married, then I'll be the good guy. Let them understand each other's true identity." My mom nodded, "But what are you going to say? Will they believe it? Last time you told Benjamin the situation, he didn't believe it. And besides, how will you find them? Benjamin has already blackmailed me. I can't contact him anymore." I zoomed in on the photo of Benjamin and Sophia on my phone, looked at the familiar window and smiled. They'll believe it. This picture would help me find them. After dropping my mom off back at the estate, I took a couple of bodyguards with me, drove to a villa in the suburbs. I didn't knock on the door, walked straight in. As soon as I entered the door, I saw Sophia and a woman who looked quite similar to her sunbathing by the pool. By the looks of it, that woman is William's mistress, Jessica. Sophia saw that my face was not right. She immediately stood up and said, "Emily, what are you doing here?" She said while proudly touching the big diamond ring on her hand. "Don't forget, you and Benjamin have broken up. I'm his wife. You don't have the nerve to come here and make a fool out of yourself. Jessica recognized me too. Her expression was exactly the same as Sophia's. She said with a hint of smugness, "Back then, your mom was rich. She stole my boyfriend, causing me to only sneak around all these years. It's good that everything is over. Your mom took care of me all these years, and my daughter has fought for me. Not only took back William, also took your boyfriend, by the way. It's called 30 years east, 30 years west, 30 years in the west, I understand. William chased my mom for money, but according to what I know about Sophia, it's futile to talk about it. I just rolled my eyes. I'm looking for Benjamin, not you guys." Sophia and Jessica rushed over and tried to kick me out. The bodyguards behind me immediately entered the villa. They were too scared to come forward. Jessica stammered, "You're trespassing. Don't think you can do anything just because you have money. There are surveillance cameras everywhere. If you do it, it's over." Sophia shouted Benjamin's name. At the same time, she pulls out her cell phone and pretends to call the police. Benjamin heard the sound, rushed over and grabbed Sophia's cell phone. "Don't call the police. I'll take care of Emily. Get out of the way. Don't hurt the baby." Sophia suddenly remembered she was pregnant. She rushed to protect her belly and walked away. Benjamin pulled me aside. He had a lewd smile on his face that I've never seen before. "Emily, I didn't think you could be so cheap. You're just like your mom. It's not all your fault. It's all my fault for being so good at what I do. You can't stay away from me. You're so sincere. I can keep my relationship with you in private. Put you outside, just like your mom. Now Sophia is pregnant. Can't share a room. You're the illegitimate daughter. You can be a servant girl. Help me with my physical needs. I especially want to slap Benjamin, but I don't want to dirty my hands." My bodyguard read my mind. His big slap was swung. It directly sent Benjamin flying. Sophia and Jessica screamed in fear, but neither dared to step forward. But the screams soon attracted Benjamin's parents. Benjamin's dad, Benjamin Sr., and Benjamin's mom. Benjamin Sr.'s mom saw their son fall to the ground and vomit blood, angry. "You're rich. You're great. Why did you hit my son? Luckily, my son married Sophia instead of you. Otherwise, he would have been bullied by you. Let me tell you, even though we're living in your house. But that doesn't mean you can hit people. Sophia is your sister. Benjamin is your brother-in-law. We are all family. How can you just do it?" Sophia rushed over. She grabbed the hand of Benjamin Sr.'s mom and asked, "Mom, what did you just say? Who lives in this house? Isn't this house Benjamin's house?" 14. I didn't wait for Benjamin Sr.'s mom to say anything. I smiled and explained, "Sophia, you are mistaken. This house is mine. I'm here today. I'm not here to steal your husband. I'm here to collect the house." Sophia kept shaking her head. Her face is full of surprise. "No way. Mom and Dad, say something. I thought you said this was Benjamin's house. How come it's Emily's now?" Benjamin Sr. frowned. "What did I say that was wrong? When Emily wanted to marry my son, gave us a house to live in. If it's not Benjamin's house, whose is it?" Sophia then realized she was very wrong. She sat down on the floor, muttering, "It can't be. This isn't right. The Benjamins were the ones with the money. How could this be? Look at the way she's falling apart. I thought it was funny, Sophia. You've got it all wrong. Your rich husband is a fake. All the money he spends outside is mine. He's just a man from a poor village. The house, the car, even his underwear. All bought with my money." Speaking of which, I paused. "Oh yeah, that's right. That's not accurate. That $1,000 zirconia ring you're wearing. He bought it with money from his part-time job. It's his own. Benjamin wanted to become the son-in-law of a wealthy family as soon as possible. Specially proposed at my birthday party. I originally planned to buy a diamond ring for him to propose, but he said so himself. Although I don't have money, but a small thing like buying a diamond ring for my beloved. I can still do it. At that time, I was very touched. Looking back now, you can become a billionaire's son-in-law with a few $1,000s worth of rings. What a deal." Benjamin took a hit. He hasn't looked back yet. "Wife, what's wrong with you? It doesn't matter if I'm rich or not. We love each other is the most important thing. What's more, Emily, an illegitimate daughter, can come up with so much money. You're the daughter of the Johnson family. You're much richer than her. You can't even look at this kind of house." Sophia was surprised. She couldn't say anything. I'm here to expose their true colors. Naturally, I won't be polite. I laughed even louder. "Benjamin, you may not know this, but the real illegitimate daughter is Sophia. The real illegitimate daughter is actually Sophia. She is with you. She's only with you because she thinks you're my rich boyfriend. If I had said that before, Benjamin wouldn't have believed me. but now he has to. Benjamin had a breakdown. He grabbed Sophia. Didn't you say you are the first daughter of Johnson family? Why did you lie to me? Why did you lie to me? I didn't lie to you. I said to Sophia, Sophia will be the first daughter of the Johnson family soon, because my mom and dad are divorced. But this first daughter status is of little use, because the money in our family has nothing to do with William. It's my mom who's really rich. William is just a son-in-law. My voice is not loud, but a few people in front of me heard it as if they were struck by lightning. Jessica protects Sophia, pointing at Benjamin and cursing. You have the nerve to talk about my daughter. Why don't you say you're a poor man? You're a poor student who relies on Emily to get by. If you had said that, Sophia would never have approached you, much less carry your child. Benjamin Sr. and Benjamin Sr.'s mom are not stupid. They heard the meaning of the words. They said mountain people speak directly, not like Jessica, who is so euphemistic. How dare you two talk about my son? It's your daughter who took the initiative herself. Sleeping is sleeping. Consider it a favor. But the problem is, your daughter dares to talk nonsense about being a golden girl. That's right. My son was going to marry into a rich family. It's all your fault. Benjamin Sr.'s mom and Jessica were fighting. Sophia sits dumbfounded on the lawn. Benjamin ignored the chaos, kneeled down in front of me, grabbed my pants leg and said, Emily, you let me explain. I held my arms. I didn't interrupt him. I just said, go ahead. I'm listening. Benjamin thought I was ready to forgive him, explained right away. I love you too much, but you always say you can't have intimacy until you're married. I definitely respect that, but every night when I think of you, I have a physical reaction. It was then. Sophia came to me, she approached me. I couldn't control myself. I didn't know she was pregnant. I did that to you that day at the wedding banquet. It was because I felt sorry for you. I wanted you to forget me. I did it on purpose. In fact, you're the only one in my heart. The fight between Benjamin Sr. and Benjamin Sr.'s mom has also come to an end. Jessica was no match for them. She has already fainted. The two of them were not as imposing as they were a moment ago. Following Benjamin, they kneeled down. Say, yes, Emily, you're our daughter-in-law. Yes, I am. Give Benjamin a chance. You've known each other for so many years. You can't just split up. When I didn't say anything, Benjamin hurriedly continued. Don't worry. I will divorce Sophia right away and then remarry you. Sophia heard the word divorce. Just realized what a ridiculous thing she did. She rushed to Benjamin like crazy, scratching and scratching. What right do you have to talk nonsense? Obviously, you said you like me first. And you said Emily was annoying and uninteresting. She only has feelings for me. Sophia was about to say what Benjamin said about me before. Benjamin immediately stood up. He kicked Sophia violently. You shut up. Sophia flew out like a kite with broken strings as she fell on the ground. A scream came from the doorway. I turned to see. It was William. I thought he would run to care for Sophia and Jessica, but instead he hurried to me. Emily, help me. I just got to work. I just got to the office and I found out that your mom kicked me out of the office and she took the house in my name. I have nothing left. You have to help me. I'm your father. I just realized. William was in such a hurry, so he's gone to the office. I won't help William, although I have his genes, but I know who is good to me. I know who's the closest to me, who made a mistake. If my mom made a mistake, I'd follow William. I would follow William, even if there was nothing left. I shook my head and said to William, you betrayed your family. I won't forgive you, but don't worry. I won't let you starve to death. I'll take care of your basic needs, but that's all. William wanted to talk. I pointed to Sophia and Jessica next to me. You better look at your true love and your own daughter first. They don't look like they're doing too well. I didn't hate Sophia at first. She's an illegitimate daughter. It wasn't up to her, but what she did afterward made me especially despise her. Even so, I didn't want to watch her die in front of me. Besides, this is my house. Everyone then looked over in the direction I was pointing. Jessica's condition was okay, probably passed out from anger, but Sophia was different. Her face was as pale as paper. She was bleeding underneath. Benjamin and his family were afraid something might happen. They called an ambulance. I could tell Benjamin didn't want to go, but William pulled him along. After they all left, I changed the password, notified the property owner that they weren't allowed back in. After that, I left. I never saw them again, but I heard a lot of news. Sophia had a hemorrhage during her miscarriage because of the medical expenses. She finally had to have her uterus removed. The situation was tragic. After being discharged from the hospital, Benjamin was desperate for a divorce, wanted to pursue me again, but how could Sophia agree? I'm already like this. If I get divorced again, I'll have nothing left. Now at least I have a young and capable husband, so they've been fighting the divorce. I don't know exactly what happened, but I heard they never got divorced. They became a couple who fought every day. In the end, Benjamin gave up on the divorce. He couldn't see me anymore. He got into the bad habit of drinking and gambling for money. He forced Sophia and Jessica to do that kind of dishonorable business. Jessica was in pain, wanted to ask William for help, but William has gone back home. I bought him a small house. Give him money every month according to the low-income standard. He can't starve, but life must be tough, however. I don't think these people deserve sympathy. It's all their own doing. It has nothing to do with others. These people are just blips in my life. With the help of my mom and relatives, I started to manage the company, although I met someone like Benjamin. But I didn't lose faith in love because of that. It didn't take long. I met someone who was a good match for me, really found a rich, loyal, and handsome husband.